I do like it. I didn't. Okay. Well, it's oh, I hold something. Sleeping like people on games. Yeah, well, it should be. It's built like I think it's still call it crack. And if I can do that, I wrote it. But it's both of you. We're great. Mile was 24 hours. Sounds younger, man. 24 hours. I do the buckets for it. It's only 4 hours. After you did, say you did. I did, but I didn't wait. Well, I was in the biking. Used to run 1 mile. Those times around Ohio. You can really go. Well, buying some car is still good. Yeah, but might as well get them done. Morning. $1,000,000. You can hear my voice, raise your hand. All right, good morning, everyone. It's 6:09. I know you guys are having a great time. An opportunity to hang out and network, and we really appreciate that. So, we're gonna get you guys out here and back to your real lives. And somebody saw my this manual mail. All right, good morning. Glad we had a couple weeks on our packet. So glad this committee out this morning. Get things started. Give yourselves a hand, please. We know you guys are all glad to be here. Thank you so much for showing up every week and for supporting our community. You know, the whole idea is to create this community of entrepreneurs and resource providers, because everyone who wants to start a business should have the ability and the opportunity to do so. There should be no barriers to building generational wealth. And the only way to do that really is small business ownership. So thank you so much for coming out each week to support our community. If you've never been to a 1,000,000 Cups meeting, what we're about is we provide a supportive and inclusive space for entrepreneurs so that they can work through business challenges, recognize where they have gaps in their knowledge or in their skill set or in their system or their processes, and then we help them to fill those gaps. Again, that they can grow their business. What's the part? But this is a national program, 110 communities. We've helped over 24,000 entrepreneurs, small business owners who have been able to launch thriving, sustainable businesses. Next slide, please. So who's in the room? If you're a first time visitor, please raise your hand. Put your hand. All right, yes. And also, if you're a first time visitor, I need a favor. Introduce yourself to someone in the room that you do not know. Give them 10 seconds of what you do to us. Be able to do. Okay. Back. And if you are a fast presenter, please raise your hand. All right, there's you in the room. Our presenters are the lifeblood of our weekly get-together. So they are the ones who are brave enough to come up, talk about their business challenges, get good feedback, get some criticism, but get the support that they need to move their businesses forward. It's about pitches, not selling. We help them grow their businesses. That's the whole idea. So thank you so much, past presenters. If you're thinking about presenting, we've never presented, we want to know what it's all about. Talk to them. Raise your hands again so people can know who you are in the room. All right, give them a hand. And it takes a lot of effort to put these on every week. All the logistics involved in doing this every week. It takes a lot of work. And our volunteers that are in the room, please raise your hands. These are the people who work hard each week. Make sure we have coffee to make sure we have presenters, to make sure that our presenters are prepared and they're excited to be here, and to make sure we have a good venue to make this fun for you. So thank you so much, the organizers. If you'd like to be a part of this and want to be an organizer, where's David? David, raise your hand. David Johnson, he is our newest organizer. Give him a hand. But we're gonna put him to work. He's not gonna be able to sit in that seat much longer. He's gonna be running around doing stuff. Next slide, please. And our community partners. Thank you, Josh and Incubizo, for providing this beautiful facility for us each and every week. We want to make sure we help them keep it clean. The Madison Heights Hazel Park Chamber, Oakland Thrive, and PMP Photography. These are the people who volunteer and give their resources to help us to put this on every week. So we want to thank them so much for their sponsorship. Go to their websites, find out what they do. If you need an office, you need space, you need a conference room, you want to get out of your garage or basement, this is the place to come. Guaranteeing it's the best networking and co-working space in all of Metro Detroit. I'm unbiased, but I believe that for sure. Coffee sponsors. We have a coffee sponsor. Our coffee sponsor is the one who provides coffee this week. And she has a special treat for you also. Ginger is giving away. She's got the raffle tickets. You don't have to buy them, they're free. There are 3 prizes that you can win, so we encourage you to pick a raffle ticket. Ginger's going to talk a bit more about what the prizes are. But please get a raffle ticket, and these prizes are that good. I will go around. I will go around and have some. So, do a coffee sponsor. So if you want to do coffee, you want to pitch your business, you want to present your business, this is the only opportunity that you get to pitch and talk about your business and sell your products and or services. That's being a coffee sponsor. So you pay for that privilege. You get 5 minutes, you get 4 slides, 3, 4, 5 slides, whatever you need. And then you can tell us about your business. Email us, talk to Christina, talk to myself, talk to any of the volunteers. We'll get a date for you, get your sponsor, and connect you with people who sell coffee in the community, other small business owners. That's what we want to do, is support small businesses. Like Jose from Kamsa, he is a member of our community. He has provided the coffee today. Thank you, Ginger. Really appreciate that. So let's find out about Ginger's business. Ginger, come on.
What?
Come on, let's start.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Excellent.
Waking up. How are you today? So my daughter is in the middle of the room waving. Yes, we drove here from Ann Arbor today. And I love being coffee sponsor here in Detroit Metro. It's a way for me to come back and give to the community that did so much for me to help start Ann Arbor 1MC. But the hat I'm wearing today is my photography hat. I am a boutique, earthy, luxe lifestyle photographer. I know that's kind of a lot to process right there. I love spending time with people. So yes, I will do some pop-up events. I'm doing one with Daryl with First Hill Marketing next month. So come see us if you want to come to that. Where I can't do just like one-off little headshots, but I want to spend time with you. I want to do personal branding. I want to do high school seniors. I want to do family sessions. I also have very special sessions called This Is Me, soulful portraits in black and white, which again, Daryl has done. If you were like, what's it like to work with Ginger? I go through a series of prompts, very basic wardrobe. It's all indoor, it's all very private, and really kind of reveals a lot of your personality in those soulful portraits. So thank you. Some of your 1MC Detroit Metro peers I have photographed, so you might recognize. We've got Quinn, we've got Daryl, Mazur, from 1MC Ann Arbor, Autumn comes, and I think Josh comes occasionally. Justin, I'm sorry, not Josh. Justin, but I don't see him here today. Sometimes he comes here, sometimes in Urban. So this is my social proof of I love all of you guys and I love to photograph you. Next one. So my superpower is photographing people who don't like their photos being taken. Do we have any people who really don't like their photos taken? It's most of the world, right? Often people don't like their photos being taken because they've had a bad experience. So I'm a very sensory informed type of person. Sometimes you don't realize you don't like your photos taken because people are flashing really bright lights in your eyes. The room may be too loud. It smells bad. There's a lot of different sensory things. I tune into that. If you think you aren't photogenic, it's mainly because you have not been photographed well. You don't have a connection with your photographer. This is a trust thing. And if you trust your photographer, you're going to come alive and you're going to show who you are. And if it's just kind of a one and done of like, headshot, 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 you don't get to build that trust. So that's where part of that comes from. If you need a confidence boost, now there are people like Daryl, and yes, I'm going to say Daryl like 6 times because he was one of the first people I met when I came here at Detroit Metro, and now he is my marketing guy. Um, Daryl oozes confidence. If you've met him, like he's just like, hello, right? So he and I are kind of, yeah, spiritually connected that way. However, a lot of people don't feel like they have that confidence. When you're a new entrepreneur and you, let's say you have a new product and you're developing this pen, that's your baby, right? And so a lot of times that confidence only comes when you start to build the business skills of feeling confident about your product and you become the face of your brand. So even though you may not be like Daryl and me and you just hop on stage and like, let's do something, that's okay. You were going to be the person representing your product and you are going to come alive when you're in a safe environment and you believe in your product. Another thing is some people have had a bad experience. They've been shamed, especially as female presenting. They're, photographers, at least historically, have been a very male dominated um, industry with a very male guise of, well, you're not this size, or you're too big, you're too little, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too this or that. So you're not going to have that experience with me because I see the beauty in every single person. That's my superpower. And some people just have never been professionally photographed. If you're younger, you're under 30, you may have only just been walking around with a phone and selfies, right? I mean, if you haven't been, if you haven't had like a traditional photo package with maybe getting married or something, or you didn't have high school senior photos, you don't even know really what it's like to work with a photographer who sees the value in you. So I just want to say that. And I think I have one more slide of how to connect. So you can either go through my packages right there on the website, or I do these headshot days, which I have one coming up in June, July, and August. If you join my email list, you get the discounted price of 150 for that headshot versus my regular price is 200 for a single headshot. Now, if I could get somebody to hand me the raffle ticket so I can actually have one. Christina's passing them out. What I'm doing for you, um, as a one MC Ann Arbor, thank you, um, co-founder of that community, I'm always thinking like, how do we make it more interesting as a coffee sponsor for the audience? My daughter and I had the idea, let's do a raffle ticket and in exchange for your email address. So as a business owner, you get nothing is for free. So you will get an email from me and Daryl once or twice a month with lots of inspo, lots of connections and things like that. You're going to either fill out your name and email address here, or you can put it in, you can put your business card in the glass bowl that Christina's walking around with. And we're going to draw 3 winners. And I believe we're going to do that at the end after the announcements. If you have to scoot somewhere for your next meeting, but you were here, that still counts. So that's being present to win. I think that's all I can say very quickly. So if you have any questions, please come see Daryl or Annie. Those two know my brand more than anybody else in the world.
We really appreciate you. You are freaking family. You take great photographs. I gotta get up there one of these days and see your studio. I haven't done one yet. But thank you so much for sponsoring Coffee Day, driving down from Ann Arbor, getting up early.
Yep.
So thank you. So we have some good news and bad news today. What do you want first? Bad news. Come on. You want bad first? Okay.
Eat the frog, eat the frog.
Unfortunately, the presenter that we advertised was not able to come today. She felt ill, so we're sorry. But if you came to see Cassandra, she won't be here today. But she's in our thoughts and prayers, but she will be back very, very soon, and she will be here presenting. So keep an eye on our social media. So unfortunately, she's not going to be. But the good news is, since we never leave you hanging, we're going to always have some good programming for you. We've had questions about what's it take to start a 1 million cups community? How easy is it? How difficult is it? Can I do it? What's it cost? All these different things. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to also talk about another program provided by the Kauffman Foundation called Fast Track. It is a foundational cohort that helps small business owners to get off to a good start. It's going to talk a bit about that and why it would be important to you as a small business owner or as a potential small business owner. Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to our audience on YouTube Live. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. If you have questions, please throw them in the chat. So what's it take to start a 1 million cups community? And we're going to interview Ginger because Ginger came here a year and a half ago, right? Year and a half,
Almost two.
almost 2 years ago. Saw what we did and loved it and says, hey, I want to start my own community. So we're going to talk about her experience as well. The good, the bad, the ugly, all those good things. So we'll interview her later after we go through this real quick presentation. Next slide, please, there, sir. Thank you so much. So the application process is pretty simple. 6 steps. You put your application in online. You have a review call with the folks at Kauffman Foundation. It's a licensing agreement that you sign. You get certified. Your organizers have to be certified to get through the program. The certification process is fairly easy. There's a pre-launch call, and then there's a launch. And this happens in a short period of time. So it's not a long, drawn-out process. 6 quick steps. Put the application in online. Get a phone call. They review the information. You do the licensing. You gather the people in your it's going to work in your organization, all the organizers. You do the call, and then you launch. That's simple. Next slide, please. So what's required to build a community? 5 to 10 organizers. I think we have 12. The more organizers, the easier it's going to be to launch the chapter because there are specific people the organizers should have to make sure that things run smoothly. For example, someone in charge of coffee sponsorship, someone who is in charge of marketing and social media, someone who's in charge of coaching because every presenter gets coaching. Someone just to make sure that everything sort of stays together. Neighborhood community liaisons who goes out in the community, talks about 1 million cups, recruits presenters, recruits volunteers. These are all roles within the volunteer organizer area. A donated venue. This is a weekly event, so you need a place like this. I probably won't find anything as cool as this place, but a place like this to have your event every week. Most people partner up with an organization to be able to do that, a school or another organization that's in the economic development space. Time commitment of 5 hours a week. So what is it that it takes? 5 to 6 hours a week to make sure everything runs smoothly and do all the stuff, to show up here every week, to attend a meeting so that and organize the meeting so that everything runs smoothly. And then compliance with the 1MC policies and licensing. It is completely free, doesn't cost anything. There was no application fee. There's no annual fees, none of that to start a community. So if you love entrepreneurship and you're in this area, anywhere in the Metro Detroit area or outside of the area, and you would like to start a 1 million cups chapter, we can help you with that. Next slide, please. Here's the application timeline. This only opens once a year. So May 30th is the deadline. When you get an application, again, you go online, it only takes about 15 minutes to put the application in. And then you go through that pre-call, you go through the certification. The decision will be announced on June 2nd as to where the new communities are going to be. They want to continue to grow 1 million cups. Review calls are in June. The certification calls are at the end of the month. And then the community launch windows, if you get approved, you're going to launch it in August. And this is a lot smoother than I think when you went through. So that's the application timeline. Next slide. If you're ready to get started, hit the QR code. That'll take you to 1millioncups.com/organize. Fill that out. Talk to one of us. We can coach you through the process. We can be a mentor for you to help you to get this thing up and going. We would love to see 1 million cups communities grow in Michigan. Currently, there are 3.
Four.
I think
Four.
there's 4 now.
There's 4, yes. There's Copper Harbor, there's Kalamazoo, there's Ann Arbor, and there's DetroitMetro. There's room for more 1 million cups communities in the metro area. It's a big area. So certainly, if you're interested in starting a chapter, talk to us and we can help you get that done. Any questions? Yes.
So what are the requirements to start?
I think the biggest thing, and Ginger will talk to this also, is finding a venue, finding 5 to 10 people that are willing to volunteer to put this on every week, going through the application process and getting approved. Not super hard. Any other questions? Come on, I know you guys are anxious to do this, right? Yes.
Just curious, so is the setup the same, does it always have to be Wednesday, 8:30 morning? Something like that.
That is a great question, and the answer to that is yes, because this is a national program. It's done like this all across the country. We do have some chapters that only do once a month. But the goal is to do this weekly. We chose weekly because we love the cadence. You know, we're gonna be here. You got a place to come. You just want to come for the coffee and the networking. You know, we're gonna be here every week. So we love that as opposed to once a month. We don't change it because we like that stability, like people to know that we're gonna be here. So if you leave for 6 months, you always come back. We don't bounce around, we don't change things. That's pretty standard. Ginger, come on up. Let's talk a little bit about your experience. So thank you so much for listening. So,
Very fancy compared to ours.
so a year and a half ago,
Am I standing in the right spot? We don't have
I don't
video.
think you are. I don't have it.
Little box, kind of like a TED talk. You'd be like, "Don't read about something else."
So a year and a half ago, you showed up on our doorstep.
About 2 years.
Oh, 2 years ago.
I had heard about 1 million cups on a podcast. I'm a professional photographer, as you know, because I was a coffee sponsor.
Right.
Um, and she's like, "Are you fed up with local chambers, local kind of go boys networks?" And I'm like, "Girlfriend, we were talking my language. I'm not dissing any chambers here locally. I was just saying my experience. Yeah, you guys have an amazing chamber." So I was like, "Yeah." So I got online. She's like, "You need to look up 1 million cups." And so this was March and it was pretty cold. I was walking around, I have a home studio. I was walking around my neighborhood. I get back and I'm like, "Ferndale, I've got to drive an hour." So I literally waited another month. Like, I didn't want to drive in the ice and the snow. I'm like, April will be nice. So it really is 2 years from now.
Wow.
I walk in, I meet Daryl, and you guys know Melissa Wilson right away. I think you guys were even wearing the official shirts.
We
So
were,
I knew
yeah.
you were organizers. And everybody was just so friendly. And when I said I drove an hour, they're like, "Girl, what?" And I'm like, "I know. This is how much I'm seeking a new type of community." And then I have to ask my daughter Annie, but I think it was about the third time that I drove here, like 3 weeks in a row. My family was like, "What? Why are you driving an hour to go network?" And I'm like, "They've got the secret sauce. There's something going on here.
Absolutely.
This is authentic community, and you see people week to week, and it's not just a hi, 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 hi. Like you get to know what
Yes.
business, and then you do these organic referrals. I was seeing it in real time. So then I'm like, I'm gonna have to create this nano. How hard is this?" And you guys know Melissa Wilson. She's probably watching it right now.
Hey, Melissa.
She's like, "Let's just do this." And there's true Melissa fashion. I was like, boom, boom, boom. And
Yeah.
Daryl's like, "Okay, we do have a process and let's do this." And I'm really happy to see that the Kauffman Foundation has changed quite a bit in this last year.
I
They have some new leadership and they're trying to expedite that process. I think by it was May of 2024, but I couldn't really launch till October. So
Okay.
June, July, August, September, October, 5 months. That was kind of a long haul. So what they did is they did an interview. I think I had 2 different interviews. They basically want to make sure you're going to use your powers for good. You're not up here to create a little fiefdom and try to control. You need to be a real community person. So I had a couple interviews. And then I just started kind of hitting the streets and talking to people. I looked at everybody in my phone, everybody in my computer, my old fashioned Rolodex, like who would be interested and take this leap of faith with me. And I would try to push people to come visit here first so that they would have some sense. But there were a lot of people like, "I'm not going to drive an hour."
Right. Yeah.
So, whoever kind of starts it, you need to really be a cheerleader and believe that you can do this. DetroitMetro with especially with Daryl, Melissa, Drake, wherever he is.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and even and Josh, even though he's not part of the organizing team, but like,
Actually, Josh Shapes is only one.
well, he wasn't at the time, right? I don't think he was.
He was.
But to like talk to a venue person and like, well, how can we give back so that it feels like an equal exchange? Because we went to a lot of different co-working spaces around Ann Arbor to see which one felt right. And for us, it was Bamboo Ann Arbor. So,
Not as much as we like here.
that's right. I love this space. I wish there was a space this big at Bamboo Ann Arbor, because then we're getting about 50 people regularly.
Awesome. Great.
We're about 20 today.
So just a little bit, if you could do anything differently, what would you do different starting the chapter?
It's a community, not a chapter. Uh, what would I do differently? Building the team was key. And part of what Kauffman did, there was another person that put in an application at the same time as me, but they didn't let us communicate for like 6 weeks. Arash, he was
Yeah.
my co-founder as well. But I think Kauffman is taking down a lot of those barriers. So I would say, if you know you want to start it, well, let me pause for a second. They do, I think, still have a rule that it has to be more than 20 miles away from an existing community.
Yeah, I think we're gonna soften that.
If
Just
because
yeah,
there was some interest in having one closer downtown Detroit, which is very different than Ferndale. And they kind of put the kibosh on that earlier, but they maybe now have a new vision of.
they do.
to make
Yes, absolutely.
So I guess I couldn't really do it differently because they wouldn't let me talk to the other person, but I'd say if you have a person that you think would work well and you kind of know where you want to launch a new community, connect with them early on. And that will strengthen it, because the timeline of, by the time you do your interviews, they're vetting you, we put the application in, you need 5 organizers even to launch.
Yes.
And that took me a while for people who didn't already know what 1MC was.
So the education process is
So your peers are the best to
Yes,
actually
yes.
talk to launch that, because you already know what the secret sauce is.
so there are those in this room who know what 1 million cups is.
Yes,
They would have an advantage that you did not have.
exactly.
They understand what goes on every week.
Yeah.
And then they could find 5 people, up to 10 people to launch that chapter. Willing to commit to 5 hours a week to make this work. What's been the benefit for your community?
So one thing to think about, it's not only your peers that may be here today or next week or whatever. Think about your peers that you really enjoy being around, but they're not showing up anymore because it may be the drive. Maybe they are closer to Detroit. So think about your larger network, not just the ones that you see every week.
We've had people drop down from Flint. We've had people come from Fort Hero.
Yeah.
From other places, and we want them, hopefully they're watching us online, or we want them to know that there's the opportunity for them to start their own.
Exactly. We've had people drive from Lansing.
No way, really.
Yeah.
Life would be a great place for me.
Absolutely. I talked to somebody in Traverse City to try to help them get Traverse City started. What
Anything,
was your question? I'm sorry.
so the question was, how did your community benefit from the 1 million cups community that you built here in Ann Arbor?
How did Ann Arbor?
How did Ann Arbor benefit? Ann Arbor can see the area.
Yeah. Ann Arbor can have a little bit of a snooty vibe. I'm not gonna lie, right? So I think Arash and I and our team brought that more down home friendly vibe. Ann Arbor can be very techy, and sometimes if you're not moving in those tech circles, they don't really want anything to do with you. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with you guys. So if you're a service-based business, sometimes you feel a little lost of where you can connect with some of the existing organizations. So I think the service-based businesses kind of felt like, oh my gosh, this is my home, just like you guys feel like this is your home, and I can ask people, honest advice. So I think it's just bringing more hometown, really friendly vibe. Like I had a coffee sponsor recently. She's a mortgage person, and she's like, Oh my, I didn't know this exists. Like you guys, this is the friendliest organization I've ever, business organization I've ever participated in. And she's coming back.
Well, the idea
Yeah.
and that's one of the pillars of Kauffman, is to be intentionally inclusive.
Exactly.
And that's what we provide. That's what you provide. Your chapter has been there. We love the vibe there as well. It's a little different than here. I think we're cool.
There's a little bit, there's some snoop factor, but you're gonna find a lot of really, people who want to cheer you on. Barry is one of our people, so I didn't even know he was gonna be here. He's a regular tender at Hanover, so you can talk to him and say. He's presenting in a couple weeks. Okay. Exactly. To answer your question.
Here, thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to add, or are there any questions in the audience for Ginger? Kurt, come on up.
It's been a couple of years that I've been coming here when I can afford it.
Come to the mountain.
My question is to both of you, are you guys still Zooming or not?
So we were not grandfathered into a Zoom account.
Okay.
Because we were new, and so we do not have the Zooming. We do a video recording that we send to our presenters so they can get that feedback, but you can't watch us live, unfortunately.
We have the ability, we Zoom, and we also have a YouTube live stream every week. Hi there again, YouTube live audience. Thank you so much for joining. So because we want the world to know who we are and what we do at DetroitMetro.
I think it's a great way for
Yeah.
outreach. I think the main, sorry, I keep saying secret sauce. I'm feeling saucy today. The secret sauce is what's happening in
That's
week,
Yes.
the presentation. So it's not only, this is my business, this is where I'm struggling. And it is really great to get that validation that you're not the only one struggling. But it's the water cooler, the coffee, it's all those conversations
It's
we
the
really
connection.
missed during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add or no?
I think I'm good.
Cool.
Thanks
Let's
for
go right here.
Good job. You guys gonna talk fast track?
Slide, Mr. Tony, thank you. So again, if you're interested in starting a chapter, you can either scan the QR code or go to 1millioncups.com/organize. And we'll be more than happy to help and work with you to start a 1 Million Cups chapter in your neighborhood. So we're going to talk a little bit about Fast Track. Fast Track is another Kauffman program designed to help small business owners. And what is Fast Track? Joe's going to tell us what Fast Track is. Come on over this way a little bit, Joe. Get in the camera.
I guess my first question is, who knows what Fast Track is? Okay, we have a few folks. It's a Kauffman product, and it's something that small businesses can use. Tony, can you go to the next slide? So there's a few things that you want to do as a business owner, and I guess the next question is, who is a entrepreneur in this room? I don't think anyone is not raising their hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast Track is designed for companies that are like starting off. So one of the things is we'd like you to be 3 years in or less. We have a little flexibility there. We'd like you to be 3 years in, but if you were like 5 years in or 8 years in or 10 years in and not much is happening, then you need Fast Track or you need something to, push your organization. So we have that flexibility. The one that we don't have much flexibility is you have to be under $250,000 in annual sales. That's pretty easy for many people here.
Especially for startups, right?
Absolutely. So that's not a problem. But what Fast Track does is it helps you build your business model. It helps you utilize the business model canvas. It helps you fill in all of the things that you need as a business owner that you might not have within you. Maybe you're not great at accounting. Maybe you're not wonderful at marketing, but you're an entrepreneur, you're a solopreneur, and you're starting something. You're going to need help. That's what Fast Track does. It helps you. It's a program designed to help you understand your business and get it rolling. It's a 10-week course. We have the ability to do some type of, compensation to help you, pay for the course. It's not that expensive, but we want, to help. So we can put together something through, local um, local organizations can help you with scholarships and things of that sort.
Absolutely. The things that Fast Track focuses on is really helping small businesses get off to a good start. More people start businesses from an emotional perspective than being prepared and having a plan and having a good foundation. They have an idea, they've been laid off, they hate their boss. I'm gonna jump out and gonna start a business. That's how most people start businesses. They don't have a good foundation. And that's what Fast Track does, is it helps to make sure they understand the feasibility of what you're selling, that you assess your market opportunities and make sure that your idea makes sense and there's a market for it. Have a startup strategy and then fine tune and create the processes that you need to have a successful business. That's really what it does. And what's the impact when people take this class? Next slide. How's that for success? 95% of participants said Fast Track them to overcome business challenges. 73% said they were able to grow their network because of Fast Track, because it's in a classroom, it's a cohort, so you learn from one another. And then it was meaningful. And they were able to grow their businesses. So these are really, really legitimate numbers because this is a nationwide program. These numbers bear out the success of that, of what it means to the small business owner who's starting the business.
And if you like 1 million cups, it's like that next level of, Kauffman helping you. It gives you that next level of organization, that a lot of people need. We as entrepreneurs, we need that next level of getting us to the next plateau. And that's what Fast Track has been able to help. Now, Daryl and I are both facilitators. We have other facilitators in the room, which means we can run the programs and run the classes. We also have the best affiliates in Michigan with Melissa Wilson. I'm Melissa. We also have other affiliates within the Detroit area as well as nationwide. And the interesting thing is Kauffman Foundation is putting a real big push for Fast Track as well as 1 million cups. And we're doing this so the timing is great. It's a good time to kind of learn about it. If you want to learn to be a facilitator, I started during COVID because we were trying to deliver training to people and people had time on their hands. They weren't, running around. They were sitting at home and we learned how to do really nice Zoom Fast Track programs. Well, please, we don't want to go back to that. But we did all learn how to Zoom better, didn't we? And do, meetings online and things like that. So we want to take advantage of that and we want to help business owners. So if you want to learn more about Fast Track, please, talk to Melissa, talk to myself, talk to Daryl, talk to anyone, that's associated with Kauffman. And, we are successful. We just had a meeting on Monday where we had 40 different organizations throughout the US. Well, actually, it was actually 1/3 of the US because Kauffman asked all the 1 million cups to come in. So we had people from Tulsa and Chicago and different areas. And people are really starting to get more interested in 1 million cups. It's growing by leaps and bounds. We're going to grow Fast Track by leaps and bounds. We want to help people. We want to bring people together and we want to do it in the right way. So we're really excited about all of these programs.
Absolutely. So there is that info section at noon today. If you scan the QR code or learn more, and I want to learn how to get some assistance in terms of helping to pay for the cost of the class. Scan that QR code and jump online with us today at noon, and we'll give you all the details on it. Next slide, please. So thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate it. So, again, apologies for not having a presenter today. Again, our presenter got ill, but we're looking forward to our presenter next week. And if you are ready to present, if you are a small business owner, or if you're ready to launch your business and you don't want to just get some focus, get some general direction as to where do I go next? Okay, I've got my EIN, I've registered my business. What do I do next? I get a lot of those calls. Come and present, talk to the group. The group will help you to get to where you need to be. We'll connect you to resources. So if you want to present, and we need presenters, we're looking for presenters for late June and early July. We coach you through the process. We'll give you coffee and donuts, give you some confidence, give you a headshot, not free, but a headshot. We sign up. Next slide. Oakland Thrive does events. I am an Oakland Thrive employee. And I work with small businesses. We offer free technical assistance as well as other access to resources for small business owners. We do events all over the county. Scan the QR code that will take you to our website and you'll see all the events coming up. I see some of our partners in the room. I know this staff. He's a B2B partner. And Jeff, he's a B2B partner as well. Next slide. And we've got some workshops. Want to come talk about your workshops? And
All right.
Yep.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, I don't need a microphone. Yeah, great. All right. Hi, I'm PJ. This is Matt. All right. So I'm PJ and this is Matt. Did you know that Incubizo has a podcasting studio? No. Blacks mean yes. Yeah. So it's true. We've got a studio here just through four walls that way. We do video and podcasting to your heart's content. But today, Matt, what's happening today?
Well, at 11 o'clock, we are running a podcasting workshop. How to podcast and why. Yes. So if you're out there and you're thinking, you know what, I know I should be making content. Maybe I should be making a podcast. We're going to tell you why. Because number one, podcasting is the best way to connect, trust, and build with your audience at scale. It builds trust at scale. I said it backwards, my brain.
Gotcha.
What we can find out in this workshop is how by podcasting, not only can we create a video for YouTube, audio for Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but also break that into the clips that you can use on your social media and also make it an email that you can use for your existing email list. And then how to build an email list, lead generators from that podcast. This is a can't miss workshop we're talking about today. This is 11 o'clock today. AM, just to be clear, in the morning. And also food. Oh, yeah, there's lunch afterward. There is. Holy cow. Who doesn't love a lunch? I do. I love a lunch. So 11 o'clock today. If you haven't signed up, what do they need to do? Come talk to Matt or I, or just go to the boardroom over there at 11 a.m. There it is. All right. We'll see you today.
you didn't know you're gonna get a show this morning. How about that? Thank you, guys. And Jawan has a thing coming up next week as well. This one's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited about this one because one of the things that most new businesses fail to do is they fail to have a sales strategy and put the systems in place and ensure consistent revenue. Jawan's gonna talk about that.
Thank you. Hello, One Million Cups family. Jawan Buford. Definitely trying to be with you this morning. So I have questions. The first question I want to ask is, have you ever been in a situation where you met someone at an elevator, met someone at your child's school, maybe you met someone at a networking event, and you kind of fumbled the bag in terms of being able to explain quickly what it is that you do, what your value prop is? Anyone ever struggled with that before? Okay, fantastic. Have you ever been in a situation over the course of the last year where you felt like you were the hero in your business, meaning if you didn't get up and go to work, revenues didn't get generated? Anyone ever been in that situation before? How does that make you feel? Tired. Yes, I think that's the one thing we all have in common, right? Look, what I am going to be doing is putting on a workshop next Wednesday at 10:45 a.m. So basically right after 1 Million Cups, where we're going to talk about how to address those challenges, right? How do you show up, whether it be at a coffee shop, at a networking event, at a space like this, and be able to share with someone in less than 30 seconds enough about your business where they have an interest in learning more. How does that sound?
Great.
Well, thank you. What we're going to be talking about is how do you create systems in your business where you don't have to be the hero, right? Where you meet somebody and then you have a system, whether it be an AI tool or maybe you're onboarding talent, and they understand what your mission is, they get it, they're willing to be accountable, and they have the skills to pay the bills. In other words, help you deliver that message. How does that sound?
Good.
Right? And as a little bit of a teaser, for those individuals who attend that workshop, for individuals who want to know what my quote unquote sales stack is, what tools that I use to build a successful business in 4 different industries, we're going to share that as well. So be aware of that. Now, a little bit about me. Once again, my professional background is actually that of a former investment advisor. I've been in sales management for approximately, gosh, it reminds me how old I am, almost 18 years. And I've built sales teams in the real estate industry. I've built sales teams within the insurance industry. And I'm a former GA. I built sales teams in the investment advising industry. Is it safe to say I know a little bit about building sales teams? I would think so. Right. So here's the thing. I believe the proof is in the pudding. I could get up here and talk another minute, but I believe in sharing impact as opposed to just an academic discussion. So I'm going to put this gentleman on the spot, if you don't mind. Yeah, you. Sitting right there. Yeah, you. The gentleman sitting behind him, looking at it like, he attended our last sales mastery course, and I shared a strategy with him. Don't go into the strategy hour because he won't allow me to come up again if you're at this station. Okay, but just share briefly how it impacted your business.
So the strategy, the way it impacted was, I'll be honest, it's actually got me talking to me. So business is growing, I would say double. So it 100% works. Like it definitely works. And then when you make it fit for yourself, uh, the strategy works, but you gotta change it to where it's for you, right? It's for your skill traits, the way you talk with people, the way you network, because everybody networks differently. We all have different traits, different characters, different personalities. So when you mold it to your personality,
Did you hear that? Double strategies that I share has usually helped most entrepreneurs matriculate, either double the revenue or we've had individuals actually 10x their revenue as a result of attending. So I invite you to come out, listen and learn, ask questions, participate, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. Once again, it's next Wednesday here at Incubizo, and it's going to be at 10:45. We'll have some finger food. We'll have a good time to help you start generating more revenues. How does that sound?
Right. Thank you, Joel. I'm looking forward to that as well. I have over 30 years of sales experience, but you can never know enough about sales and sales processes because if you don't generate revenue, you don't have a business. So thank you so much. Thank you for putting up with us this week. Again, we had to pivot at the last minute, but I appreciate your attention, your focus. Thanks for coming out. If you want photos, scan the QR code. We love QR codes. We got a ton of them. Get some photos, share them on your social media. We want the word to get out. We want to fill this room up every week. We want to see 100 people show up every week. We would love that. And then we definitely have to do another community. So thank you so much. We're going to take a group photo. Next week, we have 2 presenters. Ignite Sales AI and ScoreNest. I wonder what they're about. Come check it out. I think that's a perfect segue to what Joanne's going to be doing, Ignite Sales. And our coffee sponsor is Karen Suber from Legal Measure. So we're looking forward to hearing from Karen and talking about her business. She's a Harvard-trained lawyer, so she's pretty smart from what I hear. So thank you for coming out today. We really appreciate it. Everybody gather in the middle of the room. We'll do a quick group photo. And don't forget, tag us on social media. So thank you. Did I miss anything? Are we good?
Oh, Brian.
Oh, LeBron, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Daryl, would you come?
I'm rolling.
Okay, so this is for, should we start with small? Short place.
All right. No, I'm not cheating.
Are we done?